Hi guys, I'm Dr. Washington from the Brace Place, and today I'm going to show you how to fix emergencies at home. So the good news for you guys, there are very few orthodontic emergencies, and we're going to go over all of them right now. But before we do that, I'm going to go over the parts of your braces just so you and I are both talking in the same language. So the first thing I'm going to show you are brackets. So these things, these little metal things here, these are your brackets, okay? I'm sure you guys pretty much know that, but those are brackets, okay? Now you see these little colors that are around the brackets? Those are called, either you call them colors or old ties, but those are just ties around your brackets, and those will hold your wire, which is this thing right here. They'll hold, so this part right here that I'm holding, that's your wire, okay? So the colors hold your wires in. Now, some people have brackets that don't have those colors, and they just have little doors like these that hold the wire in. So you can see that's the difference. Some brackets don't have colors, and this little door is holding that wire in. And then the last part that I'm going to show you are bands. And again, not everyone has bands, but bands are little rings that go around your teeth, okay? And some people have those bands on their teeth. So some of the most common orthodontic emergencies that we have, we'll start with our broken bracket. So on this model right here, this person has a broken bracket. And can you see that? So that bracket is just moving around. And that's really not a big emergency, okay? All that's gonna happen is that color that we talked about before is just gonna hold that bracket on there, and it's just gonna move around. Now, if that irritates you, you can take a little piece of your wax. So everyone in their first emergency kit got some wax, okay? Now, if you don't have wax, you can come to the office and pick up some, or we do usually have it, you can usually buy it at Walmart or Target or any of those little stores like that. You just ball up a piece of wax. I don't know if you guys saw me take the wax out. Ball up a piece of wax and just kind of hold it like that, and then just put it right over the bracket, okay? And that'll make you comfortable until you're able to come into your appointment, okay? So that's the first orthodontic emergency that some people have. Now, the second one that some people will have is that they'll say, oh, my color came off. And we just talked about colors. So you could see this person has colors right here, but the color is off on this one right here, okay? No emergency at all. The tooth, the bracket isn't gonna move. The wire might not be pulling as tightly as it could, but it's really not going to cause a problem, and it's nothing for you guys to worry about at home either, okay? Now, the next orthodontic emergency that we're going to talk about is sometimes you'll have a broken bracket and it's at the end. So in the other case, the broken bracket was in the middle and it just moved on the wire. When it's at the end, sometimes the bracket will actually come off, and if it does, just take it off and then just bring it into the office with you at your next visit, and we'll get it back on for you, okay? And this wire will be here. Now, in some people, that wire will bother them, and in some people that wire won't bother them. If it does bother you, you can put some wax on it, just like we talked about before. Or if you're comfortable at home, if you have a nail clipper, a wire clipper that you use to cut wires, or a cuticle clipper, depending on the size of your wire, you might need something a little bit stronger than a nail clipper. You're just going to go onto the wire and then just clip it. Now, when you clip it, you do want to try to hold onto the wire, because that wire will have a tendency to want to fly, okay? So just try to grip onto the thing as much as you can, okay? Now, this isn't a person, so it's a little bit harder for me to grip onto it and do this, but you want to grip onto that wire and then do that, okay? When you cut it, just use a little force squeeze and that wire will come off, okay? So that's your other orthodontic emergency that people have. And then sometimes, especially in the very beginning, your wires are usually pretty flexible. And you can see here, this has a really flexible wire. So you can see all the bending and stuff I can do to it. And if you eat something just the right way, your wire will come out of that tube there, okay? And all you do at home is, if that wire comes out of that tube, you grab something like a tweezer, like you see I have here, or anything that you feel comfortable that you have at home, that you can just kind of get that wire and put it inside that slot for you, okay? So you just grab something that you have at home, and then you're just gonna stick it into the hole there. So it might be hard for you guys to see at home, but there's a little hole in there, okay? So you're just gonna stick your wire inside that hole. I'm not gonna tell you it's the most easy thing to do. It will take a little bit of time. And if you don't feel comfortable doing this, you can either cut the wire like we talked about before, but you can see now I put the wire back inside that tube, okay? And all you would just do, again, take a tweezer, take something that you have at home, any tool that you have at home that you can get a good grip at. Try to grip as close to the wire or as close to the hole as possible, and then direct it into there, okay? And those are the biggest emergencies. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.